One of the closer races. This is for Seattle City Council. Position 9, President Sara Nelson with just 42% of the vote to Dionne Foster with 58% of the vote. Madison Wade is with Sara Nelson tonight. Madison?
Greg, right now we are at Sara Nelson's watch party. She did just make a speech a short time ago, standing proudly in front of all of her supporters and her campaign staff as she is holding on to right now for one more month. She said this position as Seattle City Council president, and right now she's behind me talking to a few supporters. We will pull her for a quick interview if she has a moment here shortly. But again, she stood in front of her supporters today and said that she does not expect these results to really change going further. So right now, she does say that she has about a month left in this position. She wants to make any sort of difference she can holding on to that seat. Let me see if I can pull Sara Nelson briefly for a quick interview. We'll give her a moment. She's still talking to some of her supporters. Right now, it looks like political newcomer Dionne Foster is pulling ahead in this race. Yeah, you all can go by if you want to. It's just a live show right now with these results coming in right now. So again, Sara Nelson has a packed house here tonight with many supporters. We're at the Coda restaurant, which has been a supporter of hers. She is a business owner with Fremont Brewery. She has held on to this position and has really made a lot of difference when it comes to what we're seeing with help for a lot of our treatment facilities here as well. Nathan, are we able to pull Sara really fast? We're live on King 5, so we're going to grab Sara really quickly. Sara, thank you for joining me. Sorry, we're live right now, so we wanted to pull you really fast.
Okay.
I know those results were not exactly what you were looking for right now.
Right.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling disappointed, but I meant what I said in my speech, that I feel that Seattle is in a better place going forward, and I just have to look at the positive. Yeah.
And I know something that stuck with me in your speech is you want to do some damage, but damage meaning for the better.
Yeah, damage to the failed policies that brought our city to where it was in 2021. It's a better way of saying it is I wanted to do as much good for the greatest number of people and really chip away at what was keeping us behind. And I do think that the culture of the city has changed. I mean, like I said, when you have council bragging about how many public safety bills they've passed, that tells you that the focus has shifted toward what our constituents' main concerns are.
And Sara, I know there's a lot going on right this moment. The numbers are still coming in. Are you feeling that the needle might move in your favor, or do you believe that what we're seeing with these early results, this is where it is?
I think that I think it's really doubtful that I could overcome this loss going forward because tradition says that the more progressive voters vote later. However, I collected a lot of ballots today, talked to a lot of people today that hadn't voted yet, so who knows, but I think that it's best to assume that it's not going to change substantially. So I'm working with those results, and I'm just glad to have been able to be on council for the length of time that I was and to create the change. And if you were going to ask what's next, I have no idea. I mean, I never even wanted to go. I'm not interested in higher office. I don't want to. I only wanted to help fix my city.
And for you in this position for several years, do you feel like, I know you will say yes, but what kind of difference will you hold your hat on high as you leave this position if that does happen?
I think what I said already, that refocusing council on the real core issues that we hear our constituents talking about, public safety, moving the needle on homelessness, which has taken a lot of energy and a lot of money, but it hasn't been focused on getting people into addiction treatment, and so I've started to change that. But mostly I do believe it's also about valuing basic services and moving ahead and taking a pragmatic position and less of an ideologically driven position. But anyway, I welcome my opponent who will be in that position, and I'm happy to help orient on unfinished business and keep being a team player, because this is my city and I want to help.
Thank you, Sara. Sara Nelson, we really appreciate your time tonight. And we'll let you enjoy the rest of your party here. Thank you. So yes, we just heard from Sara Nelson, the current Seattle City Council president right now. She does not believe the points will change in her favor. At last check, Greg, I believe it was around that 16 or 17 points that Foster is ahead. Foster is holding a watch party also in Seattle tonight, so we are going to quickly wrap up here, head that direction, and get her reaction to these early results coming in. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Madison, thank you. And yeah, they'll look at the numbers. And Nelson, very gracious, looking at the positives, and she handled those numbers, I would say, like a veteran, like a champ. But yeah, those numbers are probably not going to change, at least not that much.
Yeah, they're not going to change that much. Like when we were talking about Harold, I said, like, if 57, 58%, that's you're probably safe for a shift at the citywide level. We saw Nelson, or not Nelson, Foster. We saw Foster across that line. So even if it were to move in her direction, it probably wouldn't move enough. And I don't know that's going to move in her direction.